Antarctica can enchant and captivate us even before the first individuals set foot on the seventh continent. The Antarctic Circle is a wild and frozen location at the bottom of the world, and one of the most exciting to visit if you're accompanied by seasoned expedition guides who are intimately familiar with the geography. Check your knowledge of these 10 amazing facts about Antarctica, and fact number 1 will definitely amaze you. Join us by clicking the subscribe button and smash the bell icon. Number 10. The world's driest continent. You're certainly aware that Antarctica is the coldest continent in the world, but do you believe it's also the driest? The seventh continent gets just 200 millimeters of precipitation per year on average, with most of it falling towards the shore. The Dry Valleys area, where it hasn't rained in thousands of years, is so cold and dry that its conditions are similar to what you'd expect on a trip to Mars. Number 9. Antarctica's discovery. The southernmost continent was found very late in human history, in 1820, by the Russian expedition of Fabian Gottlieb von Bellingshausen and Mikhail Lazarev. Oral records show that indigenous people from the southern hemisphere explored the area. However, they may fall beyond the usual concept of explorers. Number 8. Who owns Antarctica? The Antarctic Treaty Regime governs Antarctica and suspends any territorial claims. The treaty, which was signed by 12 states in 1959, today has 53 signatories, 29 of which are called consultative parties and actively participate in decision-making. Number 7. Antarctica was officially named in the 1890s. In the 1890s, Scottish cartographer John George Bartholomew was the first person to use the term Antarctica to refer to the continent. However, the phrase opposite the poles appeared in Aristotle's Meteorology as early as 350 BC. Humans have long thought that there was a vast land mass at the bottom of the Earth to balance out the other continents, despite the lack of solid evidence of its existence until the 19th century. Number 6. Antarctica is mostly ice. The Antarctic ice sheet encircles 98% of the continent. Experts believe that Antarctica has 90% of the world's ice and 70% of the fresh water on the planet's surface. Scientists determined that melting the West Antarctic ice sheet will increase global sea levels by more than 15 feet. Number 5. Several efforts were made to reach the Antarctic Peninsula. Captain James Cook and his crew are said to be the first to enter the Antarctic Circle. HMS Resolution and Adventure joined the Circle in January 1773, December 1773, and January 1774. Thick ice caused him to turn back before reaching the Antarctic Peninsula on his first try. Number 4. A house full of wildlife populations. The Antarctic marine fauna that inhabits the Antarctic ice sheet and the Southern Ocean includes penguins, blue whales, killer whales, leopard seals, and fur seals. The existence of the majority of marine life in the area is dependent on krill, either directly or indirectly. A fully mature blue whale may consume up to 4 million krill every day. Number 3. Who was the first explorer to reach Antarctica? One of the most contentious Antarctic facts among historians is who was the first person to set foot on the continent. In February 1821, many assumed it was Sealer John Davis. However, the first recorded and verified landing was made by a whaling and sealing Antarctic expedition in January 1895. The crew of the Norwegian ship Antarctic, captained by Norwegian Leonard Christensen, landed a small boat with 6 men on board at Cape Adare. Number 2. The first to reach the South Pole. Shackleton and Amundsen were the first to reach the South Pole. In 1907, the crew of Sir Ernest Shackleton's Nimbus Antarctic expedition became the first to reach the magnetic South Pole. They were also the first to ascend Mount Erebus, an active volcano on the Ross Ice Shelf in East Antarctica, led by Edgeworth David. In 1911, the Fram expedition under the leadership of explorer Roald Amundsen became the first to arrive at the South Pole. Number 1. The population of Antarctica. On the whole continent, there are less than 140 permanent residents, mostly scientists and researchers, but thousands of others will work at Antarctic research stations briefly in 2016, but no one lives in Antarctica full-time. In reality, since no one country owns the Antarctic, there is no such thing as a citizenry. The coldest, driest, and harshest place on Earth is also one of the most fascinating. This mysterious final frontier is filled with surprises and wonder. Go discover Antarctica for yourself if you dare. Like and subscribe to venture to the ends of the Earth. Our planet's fate is on ice.